I want to know how 034 has taken over the VAG market without lies and deceitful marketings. Well, wonderful question. Thank you for recognizing that.
That's an interesting twist you put.
I think that's probably the secret to our success, actually, is just our transparency and honesty and directness. We haven't felt the need to use smoke and mirrors, which has been very common in this industry. I've been in this industry since the late 90s. Nate's been technically in this industry, working in this industry since the early 2000s, and I've seen it all. I've been around for a very long time. I've basically been either following. I mean, I started following the industry in 1993, 94 when I started getting into Audis and cars. I was like in high school.
Yeah, mine was about 98.
Yeah, so I can go back to the days of like Tectonics tuning, which Daryl Vitone is actually kind of cool. Daryl Vitone started with the founder of MP back in the, I don't know, it must have been the late 60s or early 70s. But Tectonics and Daryl Vitone, it was always a company that was just, I always really respected them. Even as a kid, I had this sensibility of like, they just tell it like it is. There's no bullshit. They sell products that like make a difference, that actually do something. There's just no BS. There's no fluff. There was like a lack of like perversion in the marketing messages, which I had a desire for. It was just a very direct, like, just tell it like it is.
What you see is what you get.
What you see is what you get. Very much like an engineering, like this valve is bigger, it works. We tested it, it makes 8 more horsepower. We have they had a cam program which was the best that's ever been in this industry, I'd say. They made a lot of good cams for 8 valve, the 8 valve era, and then had really good
10 valve, 8 valve, yeah.
Then later they did them for the 10 valve as well, which is basically just the 8 valve cams.
Yeah, another one glued on.
And then I've seen the kind of life cycle at companies that have come and gone. I mean, a company that's no longer around. The Stasis, which was kind of the ultimate like smoke and mirrors bullshit show, and it was this company. The owner tried really hard to project this world-class image, but it was all hollow. It wasn't based on anything. He positioned the company like they were the best at engineering, that they were the best at racing, that they did all this testing, and you go to their facility and there's nothing going on. I've seen companies like that spray painting H&R springs a different color and putting their own part number on it and selling it as theirs. So I've just seen it all, and I'm just as disgusted by it as you, the customer, would be. So for me, the dream has always been to build a company that actually does things here. That we don't manufacture everything. There's no way we could, but like, we design the stuff, we test it, we curate it. The springs that we sell are springs that we design, engineer, and test ourselves, and they handle and drive exactly like how we want them to, because we've taken ownership of that process. Now we work with a world-class spring manufacturing company to make springs, because there's no way we would ever be able to
a foundry and a heat treating furnace and all that
but we don't have to make springs, but we can sell and offer springs exactly how.
To that matter, like,
we want them.
We work with a tier 1 supplier. Like, the OEMs don't make springs.
Yeah, right.
There's these specialist manufacturers for every industry. So we would be at a huge deficit,
like you said,
we're trying to do it all ourselves.
Volkswagen and Audi don't make their springs. There's no reason.
But yeah, you down to everything. All of our engineering's in-house. All of our software, every single bit of reverse engineering, our calibration, everything is in-house.
Yeah, and that's not something we'll ever give up.
Yeah, all of our tools, our flashing solutions, all of that is under this roof.
Yeah, and then I would say this is something that not a lot of people talk about, but just surviving. We have survived through everything. We've survived through every recession that's happened. We've survived through every lawsuit, through every failure. We've made huge mistakes. We've fucked stuff up. We've hired bad people. We sold products that we shouldn't have. We've made these mistakes, and we've been trolled, we've been attacked. Just this week, someone on YouTube left a comment about Nate and I that we're dumb and dumber.
Oh, sweet.
There's been comments about how we talk, arguing about things we say.
And I think that's
some guy said you guys need a better salesman, and I said, well, maybe you're confused. We're not actually salesmen.
Not at all. I am the worst salesman
engineer.
I'm
a great salesman. Don't get me wrong, but I've done it as a job, but I'm not here to sell. Like, I'm here to talk about our company and to be open and transparent. And I'm not here to give some cheesy sales pitch about everything.
Yeah, we don't do huge in your face, cold calling, whatever you want to say, like traditional sales measures. We advertise, or we do our meme campaigns and whatnot. But basically, it's we let the products speak for themselves, and the results speak for themselves, and that's what we're trying to get out there.
Mm-hmm.
We're very to our often detriment, we're very much sticklers for not overhyping products and numbers.
Well, if anything, we're tongue in cheek about it.
Yeah. So we're it's real easy to manipulate numbers and put whatever you want on the web to sell your product, but if it can't be backed up in the real world, then what's the point?
Yep. Great question, and thank you for thinking so. I know a lot of people think we are dishonest, and ironically,
it's tough. I don't know. People are picking and choosing these little snippets here and there. I'm just thinking of a couple of examples that are going on currently, and it's well, if you look at the whole picture and the actual stuff we say and the actual thing,
right.
The actual audience that this is being expressed to, or the questions being asked, and or if anybody's lying about our stuff, let us know. We will shut it down.
Cool. A couple follow-up comments. You guys are awesome. F the folks who talk shit about you guys. Wait, someone's talking shit about us? Fuck.
Shut it down.
I can't take this anymore. No. Thank you. Appreciate it. Love how you guys run this place. It's truly amazing coming from American Cars. Yeah, awesome. Thank you for that. I do see. I get I cringe at some of the stuff I see, in the Mustang. And
it's unfortunate that it's still around in our industry as well.
Yeah.
In various markets. But yeah, the signal to noise ratio gets pretty ridiculous on some of these.
Yeah, and so the loud noise is the sound of success, and that's totally true. Yeah. You look at any great person. In fact, some of the greatest people were so successful and good at what they did that they were shot and killed. Martin Luther King did.
It's really easy to try and tear someone down versus,
But yeah, it just goes with the terror. It's a message for any of you young guys out there. The more successful you are, the more miserable other people will try to make you.
Yeah,
It's
a really weird.
People don't want other people to be successful. There's just a lot of people that they love sitting on the sidelines and throwing stones at the people that are on the field playing. It's really bizarre, but it's true. Yeah. Well, it says powerful stories. Surviving all that is not easy. Thank you.
It's not. And you need to be ready to fail.
Survival is key. I watch these nature shows. There's a really good one right now on Netflix. It's about the history of life on Earth. And you just see these species that some of them have survived 500 million years. Humans have been on Earth less than 1 million years, maybe 200,000 years, if you're being generous. But survival is the key, And there are living things that have been on Earth now for over 1 billion years, and they survive. And when they're in every unimaginable
and I think adaptation's really the key to that. Is
that's right.
Being able to take on the new situation and figure out its knobs and levers you need to work.